Hey, what's up, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Chat Houston. If you've been here before, thanks for rocking with us and coming back. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. Regardless, you showing up supports our team, but make sure to also like and subscribe if you have not already done so. Let's dive into this week's episode. It's game time. Welcome back to the channel. We're joined today by myself, Cody, Ed, and TJ. We got a special show for you guys today. We're going to focus on the NBA Finals, do a deep dive into what we think will be the outcome, and then give you our picks. But before we do that, our very own Ed Chung is at UK, better known as KU, and I'm going to turn it over to him, give you guys a brief spill on what he's doing there, what the team looks like, and then what his finals predictions are.
So, this is a Sport Chat Houston, but for today is a Sport Chat Kansas. I'm here reporting live from Lawrence, Kansas. I'm here coaching the high school camp, being able to interact with some of the coaches here and being able to watch the team play. My prediction for them, AJ, they got transfer AJ Starr coming in. He is a dog. He's a poor man's Anthony Edwards. If he really gets that jump shot, they're going to really, really be tough. They stay healthy, Final Four prediction, and then you never know what happens from there. I'm having a good time out here, learning a lot about how the programs and learn some things about what I want to bring back to my own program when I am back in Houston, when I return to being a Houston fan in 24 hours. So, but yeah, I'm having a good time out here. NBA Finals coming up. It's, the best and the worst time of the year because we get the finals, but we're losing NBA basketball. But for the next 2 weeks, we get to enjoy this. I think it's going to be a great series. But based on, I feel like a couple things. Porzingis comes back hooping. I got Boston at 6, potentially 7. I also think kind of what happened in the Western Conference Finals where it looked like Minnesota ran out of gas. I think Dallas has played 3 really difficult series, and I think they might be coming to end their road. It might have them battle-tested, which is true, but I think Boston being so rested, they've only played 14 games, where Dallas has played, 3 6-game series. So I think it's going to be it'll be pretty tough for them. But if they complete this, Luka is now, in my eyes, the number one guy in the NBA. But that's just my take.
Okay. You know what's funny? When you said that, Ed, it's me and Cody were chatting before we started, and Cody pretty much mentioned that in terms of what happened to Minnesota, how they ran out of energy, like they were burnt out by the time they faced Dallas, so we didn't get their best showing and whatnot. But not to take away from what Dallas did because they played incredible in that series and whatnot. But yeah, so Cody, you heard what Ed had to say in terms of what he feels was going to happen. What do you think?
As you can see, the colors in the background there. We don't go for the Celtics on this side. So I got Mavs in 7. I will be at Game 3 reporting live on the situation, myself and Zach. So I'm hoping for a Kyrie 50 piece in person is what I'm hoping for.
Need that 50 piece. Me, I'm a root for Texas all the time. We were just talking about Texas before, I'm a Texas guy. No matter where I'm at in this God forbidden country, I'm a root for Texas. You feel me? So I'm gonna go with Dallas. And plus, my sister worked for the Mavericks, so I'm rooting for my sister, really. So she get a ring, I get a ring. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? We all get a ring in this household. So I'm going with the Mavericks. And really, it really fucked Boston. I don't like Boston. They racist.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I can't mess with it. We from Texas. We know what racism is, but that's a different breed up there. How you racist and people were escaping to you? whatever. We ain't gonna got no history lesson today. But that just make no sense to me. But I can't mess with them because they racist. Tatum too light skinned. He not a regular light skin. He a pale light skin, so you gotta watch out for them. Jaylen Brown too smart for his own damn good. Derek White, bald head ass he hooping. I ain't gonna lie, he is hooping, but he ugly as hell. I can't And Porzingis, whatever. He look like Shaggy.
I'm hoping he don't come back with no rhythm because
he ain't gonna come back with no rhythm. He's soft. He gonna be like
I don't know, man. He ain't got to be that tough to just sit there from 26 feet and just let it spray.
It's going left side.
That's their whole offense as far as like driving lanes, and that's a lot to have to guard.
This.
And Dallas, even though they picked up their defense a lot, they're really gonna have to show that they've built a new identity defensively. Because every other team so far, you really just had one guy offensively that you had to key in on night to night. I mean, I guess you can say the Clippers, you have James and PG, but you really only got one game where both of them play well. You know, OKC series, Shea's going crazy, but everybody else offensively is not hitting like that. Then you get to the Minnesota series, Karl Towns was cheese. And Edwards was burnt out offensively. You know, from the Denver series, like we mentioned earlier, and then just the responsibility he was taking on defense, guarding Kyrie and Luka. And so now you got to guard Tatum, you got to guard Brown, you got to guard Derek White, you got to guard Holiday. And when I was talking to Tunde before the show, one thing I was mentioning, like, PJ Washington has been, playing out his mind so far this postseason. It's hard to trust that in the finals if he's going to continue. But if you think about like a Drew Holiday, he's third, fourth option. You don't have to put a number to it, but he's going to come with a championship impact. It might be 9 points, it might be 19, but he's going to get you what you need. So I know Boston's probably more the logical pick, but as TJ said, fuck Boston. We're not going with the heart. We're going with the heart, baby.
Hey, really, everybody but Drew Holiday. I like Drew. He the only one. But everybody else can. I ain't mad at Drew. You know what I'm saying? He ain't his fault he got traded. He a good dude. I like Drew. But fuck Boston.
I like the redemption story for Porzingis too. Like, I think he's always been overhated. Like,
he is overhated.
You like that more than the Kyrie redemption?
Yeah, you gotta let me explain. So I think Porzingis played as hard as he could in New York. He tore his knee. He gets moved. I thought him and Luka were actually a good pairing, but they hated each other. And then you're telling him just to sit there. I watched him play a few times. Just sit there in the corner, sit there at the top of the key like he can't play. He goes to Washington. He hoops, comes to Boston. He's like their fifth option. I think he's going to come off the bench, honestly, for the finals to keep momentum. Let's look. It's going to be in a month. In hindsight, we'll be like, well, yeah, Boston was a better team. Boston is 76-20 in their 96 games this season.
Mm.
That is not a little thing. And the thing is, they have finals experience. So you have Drew, who's won a ring, and then the guts of the team has been to the finals. So it's kind of like where Kyrie came out last series and said, hey, these guys haven't been to the Western Finals. I knew I had to do what I had to do this game to push us over. I think it's going to be the same thing where, PJ, Derek Jones are new, Lively's a rookie, Gafford's been in Washington, so he ain't been close. Luka is his first time. And I think Jaylen Brown is the exact mold that gives Luka the most trouble. Luka's still Luka, but Luka struggled versus Terrence Mann. Because T-Man is real physical, strong, long, and athletic. So is Jaylen Brown. Versus Lou Dort, he made him work. But then when you go against those guys that are, either just too tall, like Minnesota tried to go with, they couldn't go with Ant because he'll get burnt out. But they tried to go with even Jaden McDaniels. He's a little too light. Whereas Jaylen Brown is more physical. Drew and Marcus Smart, I always say all the time, it's a real similar thing, but Drew makes the championship plays, and he doesn't take those terrible shots that Marcus Smart used to take, where he felt like it was time to shine. I'm not a Boston fan, but at the same time, I'm a realist. And at the same time, it's F Dallas in football, basketball, baseball, soccer, badminton, and pickleball. I don't care. But and to be honest, I think it's going to be a good series. I do think it's going to go 6 or 7. So it could really go either way. But 96-20 isn't a fluke, and I think they've been the only time they lose is on some primetime HCYA stuff, TJ, where we've been in the national championship, I'm trying to get back there, and you kind of look ahead. Sometimes Boston will look ahead, they'll lose a game, they'll lock in, win the next game by 25. Like, they've been the best team in the NBA all season, regardless of who's in the lineup. So I feel I'm comfortable in saying they're going to get the job done. But if it's some Luka magic or if Kyrie goes crazy, as far as Kyrie redemption, I don't think Boston did anything wrong to Kyrie. I think if it was him versus Brooklyn, that'd be different. But I think in Kyrie, it just wasn't bad. Like, it just didn't work out for either side.
Like TJ said, though, the fans and like
Fans about to boo him.
F the fans, bro. Yeah, they are racist. They are good, and they're gonna boo. But then Kyrie stomped on Lucky at half court. Y'all remember that?
Oh, he did?
Y'all remember that video? He stomped on Lucky and was
he did this.
on Brooklyn.
He did this when taking the ball out.
So,
I love it. I love he stomped on that ugly ass shit.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good series though, for sure.
Jason Tatum, a choke artist.
Who's a choke artist?
Tatum.
I mean, but that's the thing. Tatum before the end of this last series. Before this last series, he was shooting the lowest 3-point percentage in the playoffs, right? 26%, and they still had only lost one game. So the thing is, like, he's the best positioned superstar in the NBA right now, where he doesn't have to be that guy. You know, I mean, he doesn't have to make timely shots. Quiet as he kept, they're going down to Jaylen Brown and down the stretch.
Yep.
So he just has to be, you know, he still takes the attention as the number one guy. And then you have guys like P. White and Drew Holiday as your 4th, 5th option, which is ridiculous. And it's tough, bro.
So let me ask y'all this: if we do a breakdown, if we look at the starters from each team, who do we think wins the matchup? Boston starters versus Dallas starters.
With Al Horford or Porzingis?
Let's say if they keep things as it is without inserting Porzingis into the starting lineup. I mean, either way. I mean, I don't. I mean, does Porzingis make that much of an impact in terms of
Porzingis? If he's him, but here's the thing: even with Al, right? Al is shooting the hell out of it from 3, and this isn't Rudy. So Lively and Gafford,
they have to come out.
You're not protecting it. It's a different ballgame. If you let out, and then the thing is, you say, well, we'll let Al beat us. Well, the Pacers tried that, and he hit 7 threes. So regardless of Al or Porzingis, bro, it's a whole different series. I think Dallas might have to try some things where PJ goes to the 5 and Derrick Jones goes to the 4. They might have to experiment with that. Because those guys, the thing is, the crazy part is, as much as they spread the floor, they're still bigs on defense. So it's not like they're giving up a bad mismatch on that side. So it's really dangerous for Dallas. They might have to get creative and really switch up their game plan. What do you think, Coach TJ?
You might be on mute, TJ.
Nah, yeah. My man, I like PG at the 5. I think they give them more versatility, and you know they can get up and down a little bit. Start running. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lively and Gafford, they run well for sure. I love how they run the rim and protect the rim, but I just don't know if they're ready to deal with Al Horford experience and you know his IQ on that perimeter. He gonna shoot the first couple threes, then they gonna close out hard. He gonna pump fake. He gonna either get to that rim, or he gonna kick it to the corner to the next person. They gonna shoot it. If he doesn't shoot it, they gonna swing to the next person. They gonna shoot it. That's the only thing too. That the Boston might shoot themselves in the foot with all them threes, because even though they be hitting, and when they hitting, but when they missing, like when they're missing, it's kind of bad too. That's kind of the reason why they lost that game, the first game to Miami. Even though we knew they were gonna get their ass whooped, but
you mean when they lost 1 out of their 14 games?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
it's just like they live and die by it. But the crazy part is, bro, it works. But
that's what I'm saying. They living right now.
Comes back. That's
They
where you
living
go.
right now.
Porzingis can play 15 and in. That's the difference when he plays versus when it's
Yeah,
out.
facts.
But you got to remember, like with their experience, like I think they've shown in a couple games that okay, if the three ball is not falling in, we're going to the cup. We're attacking. Like we're gonna find a way to manufacture some buckets. We're not about to do what the Rockets did in Game 7 and go 0 for 45.
We didn't have to do that. You didn't have to say that.
Sorry.
You didn't have to say that.
It still hurts me watching that game. I'm just like, damn, nothing went in. Yeah, but
I can see Tatum just overshooting the ball from three and start struggling. But like you said, they got so many options now. Greg White's probably gonna have a game where he goes for 27.
Easy.
Derek White is about
At
to
least
be
two.
MVP.
At least two of them.
I think
Derek White will be MVP if they win it. Watch.
you know the crazy thing. I think it almost might be best, like if Dallas, they might not want to do this, but if you go small and Luka guards like Al Horford, because him guarding any of those four, Drew, Tatum, Brown, or White,
They're gonna cook them.
that's not a good matchup, and they're gonna try to get that. Like if I'm Dallas, I'd rather him sit on Al. Al's not Luka's 6'8", you know what I mean? He's not a little guy.
He's not moving Luka.
But they're going to actively go after Luka. You know they are.
But putting him on Horford,
Dallas, I can see Dallas playing some zone, honestly. Like
that's what I said, like really their thing might be zone to try to get Boston to encourage them to charge jacking shit up. Because the one thing that could be a little cautionary if I was Dallas about putting Luka on Horford is then now he's gonna be in the majority of the ball screen actions.
Yeah, that makes it easier for them to switch. You're right.
And then so if whoever's on ball doesn't navigate that screen properly, and it's Luka on the island, he got slide feet. And I mean, I know he's been playing well without it, but they say he's been playing through a knee injury.
So who does Luka guard? At the beginning of the game, who is Luka guarding? Derek White?
Al Horford. Put him on Al.
It's either D White or Drew, and it can't be Drew.
It can't be Drew too active. D White too active too, because he gonna be running around like Rick Hamilton.
So what we gonna put him on Jason Tatum and say, hey man, look, he's gonna score.
Hey, just watch the side step. Just guard the side step. That's all you gotta do. Stand there, guard the pound side, and put a hand up. He hit, he don't.
He spent that might be that honestly could be the most.
No, stop it.
Let him go, and then we got the help rotating.
Tunde, remember whenever teams started guarding James Harden when they'll play behind him and be like, hey, he's gonna score anyways. Get behind him and let him go to the rim.
Yep.
Then before you start overthinking. I think like Cody said, like the zone, really honestly, they're gonna have to get tricky with it. I think honestly, not just take the game, but I feel like Boston's gonna blow them out the first game. And then Dallas needs to come up with an adjustment for game 2. I can see it happening. Like they're at home, but you got to steal one of those games on the road.
I think the adjustment they're going to make because, okay, you guys said a couple of things. If Dallas goes small, that takes away from all their big energy plays. And what do I mean by that? Those loud plays to Lively and Gafford, like that's what gets that team going. So if you're going small, you're taking away from that and you're playing away from it. But I think that in the biggest adjustment they can make is they got to tell Kyrie, hey, we need you to play solid all 4 quarters. We can't wait for you to start, attacking in the second half. Like we need you to from the first half all the way until the clock hits double zeros. So,
but you know what's up with Kyrie? Like the first 2 series, he put into his mind he was going to defend, right? And his scoring kind of suffered. This last round, he got to sit on Mike Conley, David Daniels. His scoring came back. Okay, so now you're saying we need you to stay with that offensive aggression, but guess what? He got a guard now too. So it's a tough series. Like
I think Kyrie gonna have a hell of a series.
I think he's gonna score the ball, but they're gonna go after him.
I feel like he might have that 2016, 17
35.
LeBron and him, him and Batman and Robin series.
I can see it.
I hope so. I would love to see it. I don't even talk shit on Twitter, but I would go on Twitter and talk hella shit for Kyrie. if he had that series like that. Nah, but I think Lively will do a better job on the perimeter than Gafford.
Sure.
But I don't know.
I will say that they're both of them. They're not no slugs. So
Yeah, they're gonna compete. That's all I do know. When you compete, anything can really happen, and that's what they are gonna do. They're gonna compete their ass off. I will give them that. You
it's
said
not
what?
so much that they're going to get cooked on the perimeter. It's more so they're not going to protect the rim. You know?
No, yeah. I just don't know who. I don't know who they're gonna guard. Who gonna guard who?
I don't know. But hey, I'm finna check out. I gotta go to the social with these coaches. So y'all have a good
All right, man.
Have fun.
Tell Bill Self cut back
rock
on the
chalk.
liquor.
Rock
Yeah,
chalk.
what? Rock chalk.
Rock chalk.
Rock
Yeah,
chalk.
all right.
Walk. You're pushing it.
Hey, you.
Okay, my bad. Peace.
There was a wolf and an Indian. They had a fight.
All right. So I think we made some good points on the starters, but I think another thing that might determine this series is bench play. And I know
who
Dallas
is on
had,
Boston bench?
Exactly. Like they
I
got
didn't even thought
Pritchard.
about that.
They got the other dude. What's his name? The center starts with a C.
Is it?
Oh, the big white boy.
Yeah, and he could shoot that thing,
He
right?
can shoot a little bit, but he don't shoot that much. But he can hit when he shoot. He hit. Yeah,
He can't defend at a high clip,
at all.
and
Yeah.
he's not athletic enough.
He's not athletic enough to keep up with Gafford and Lively.
So
he got that one body, and everybody was hyping him.
Right. And then oh boy, Kleber, he's back for Dallas. So he's gonna come off the bench shooting that thing. Tim Hardaway gonna come off the bench
shooting that thing.
So I think Missoula's gonna have to do what he's pretty much done all year. Keep Jaylen Brown, keep the game as much as possible because the bench does not have much for Boston. But Dallas, I mean, that could be an opportunity where the bench is what keeps them in games, you know. And
it's
if Tim Hardaway gets hot, man.
It's tough though because I feel like Dallas does have a better bench, but their bench doesn't play that well for them to make an impact all the time on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Like they do have moments where they'll go off and that's when they win by 30. But then sometimes they just non-existent.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, like I don't even think I really like looking back, like the games I didn't watch from the Western Conference Finals, like I don't even think I heard anybody's name from the bench besides maybe like the first six or whatever, the guys who rotate in all the time. But I didn't hear nothing about Tim Hardaway for the most part. Like that I could think of off the top of my head. I didn't hear nothing about the Cleaver dude, whatever.
They're both coming back from injury, kind of. I mean,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I just don't know if they're gonna be consistent.
But yeah, he had no rhythm.
No rhythm. Like, and everybody was. I remember we were talking about it when Tim Hardaway first got back. We were like, we know he's gonna shoot that thing. It's just he gonna make it, you know. And he had that one game where he hit, but he really ain't had a game since like that. Like, because finding your rhythm it takes more than 15 games if you're in a slump or if you're injured. Like that's why you play 81 games. Whatever. That's why you play 80 plus games because it's not easy to shoot that thing at a high clip when in the league. Like when you got these 6'9" up dudes contesting at you full speed and jumping 40 inches off the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta shoot that thing fast, and it's not an easy thing to do, especially when you've been out. And you know, nothing simulates game. Like no matter how many practice cone drills you do, no matter how much live game drills you do, nothing like the game. Even a scrimmage is nothing like the game, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I can't think of the time I was tired in the scrimmage, but I could tell you the time I was tired in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, but so we'll see. We'll see. I think they're just gonna battle the starters, both sides. Like they just gonna play all 48. No subs. First to 100. Fuck it. First to 100.
So we talked about the starters in the bench. What do I think about the coaching matchup? I think that Missoula doesn't get the credit he deserves. I think that he does he does a lot of different things that are not conventional that help put this team in the position where they are.
No, yeah, he gets a bad rap because he just was a guy who came into a great situation and
Yeah.
such high expectations immediately, and you're in a championship or bust situation.
Yeah.
And then last year to go out first round,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just a bad look. But no, you a lot of coaches have that stubborn, hard-headed ego issue where whatever their philosophy is, we're gonna stick to it and we're gonna sink or swim with this shit. And the best coaches understand that, yeah, you do have to have some of that, and you might be consistent with that in the regular season. But once you get to the playoffs, it's literally matchup by matchup, game by game, quarter by quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to be able to adjust on the fly and bring out things. And because at this point, both teams have figured each other out. They know all the film.
Yep.
Each other. They got players calling out each other's plays. You got to be able to throw them a curveball somehow.
No, I'm not sure how I feel about Missoula. I don't know if I like him just yet. I'm gonna support him as a coach of color for sure. I'm always support my black coaches. Honestly, I don't know if he's black 100% or not. Whatever he is, I'm gonna support him. Anybody of color, just because that's just me. But I don't know how I feel about. I mean, last year was tough. He's in a tough situation, regardless. The Celtics one of the toughest organizations to coach for, play for, whatever, for anything to do with. It's tough to be a part of, be a Celtic, regardless, because it's always a win or bust. Even when they got the worst team in the country, they're gonna still expect them to win some games. I don't know why. That's just Boston fans delusional like that, but still. So it's tough to come into a situation that he came in, especially coming off a finals run, get eliminated first round. But I think I will credit him. I think he did a good job of figuring out his way. Like, I think last year when they got knocked out first round, he was still trying to, like, I don't want to say like be respectful to the old coach, but like didn't want to switch it up too fast.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a tough situation when you come in. It's like, it's like coaching anywhere, and you got players that's returning, and then they already know their system, and then you got to teach it. So you don't want to do too much and give them too much and twist things too much. And I think that would hurt him because he was trying to please everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And this year he's like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna do what I do. Like this, I'm the head coach. I'm gonna coach this team how I see fit. I'm gonna make my adjustments. And he does. I think he does a good job of making adjustments.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, most coaches are my way or the highway, and that's what hurts them. Egos. I think a lot of probably 98% of coaches have egos, and I think that's what hurts him. But I don't think he has an ego. Like, he's a weird dude, but I don't think he has an ego. Yeah. And I will say I do like how he kind of like how he is with his wife. Like, that's his partner. Like he like, that's his ride or die. He showed love to her. Like, that shows me that he's just all about basketball and family, and he ain't there for nothing else. Just
right.
he there to go to work, hoop, and go home.
Yep.
He ain't there for the press conference. He ain't there for the limo, the red carpet, none of that. So I like that because it's hard to do as a professional basketball coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, in the world of media, you got to do interviews, and it's easy to get caught up in that spotlight. And I think he does a good job about doing it. I think he sticks to basketball, and I can appreciate that. But yeah, I think he's underrated as well. I don't like him as much, but I think it's the way he acts. I'm not there yet. I don't want to say I don't like him. The way he be doing stuff, I just kind of, I don't know. It's weird, but he is a good coach. I will give him that. And also with Jason Kidd, I don't think he gets enough credit either because he just doesn't. He doesn't. I mean, he got a bad rap from that water cup incident, but.
He got a bad rap from more than that. It's crazy.
But I think he's good. I think he figured it out. Like, a lot of people think, oh, because you were a really high IQ player, that you're gonna be a really high IQ coach. and it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing. Like, it's nothing similar. The only thing that's similar is the competitiveness. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only. I will say as a coach, the only thing that get me pumped like I'm about to play is coaching. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm more hyped than my players before the
Yep.
game.
Yep.
But that's being the coach. You know what I'm saying? You kind of gotta be in a sense. But I think Jason Kidd, he found the right spot. Mark Cuban, I feel like, is a great dude. He gives people chances to let them be themselves, to be comfortable, to be great. You have to let people be themselves to be great. Like, if you're not comfortable being yourself, you can't expect somebody to be great because they worried about doing other shit and worried about pleasing people. If you just let them be themselves, that's when the greatness comes out. And I think Mark Cuban does a great job of that. I will give him that for sure. And I think he let Jason Kidd find himself. And he's finding himself as a coach, not as a player, because, like I said, it's different. And I think he's finally figured out, like, his philosophies. And, like, I'm not saying he didn't have one, but I think, like, he found the one that fit for him. Like, I thought I was just going to be a straight 4-out 1-in guy. That's not the case at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you're trying to teach it. Like, in your head, you got something that you, like, yeah, this is what I want to do. But then you get these players, especially in high school, that ain't that damn good. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, oh, shit, let me switch something up real quick. That ain't work how I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the ego comes in. I don't think either one of these coaches have an ego for the most part. And I think that's why this is going to be a good battle because they both can make adjustments to other teams and not if the shit that they want to do ain't working, they'll be the first to be like, all right, we can't do that. Like, scratch that. What we got next? And I can appreciate that.
Exactly.
So I think what Dallas has though with the J Kidd aspect, it's even bigger than like, how well people talked about his IQ, but that he gives them like a defensive identity. And really ever since the trade deadline when they picked up PJ Washington and got Gafford, two long athletic guys that, make them better defensively. But you can just see J Kidd has Luka, has Kyrie, they might not necessarily be locking dudes up, but definitely bringing more intensity and attention to detail on the defensive end. And I think when you combine that with, I'm not saying that J Kidd don't have to give Luka any guidance, but as far as the offense goes, J Kidd don't really need to draw shit up. Just let Luka, get everybody else involved and get his 30. Kyrie, the ball, you don't need to draw shit up for that. Just get out the way.
Man.
And then so I feel like J Kidd probably gets to bring, because he was a great defensive player.
Yep.
He brings a lot of the identity of that to the team. And like, J Kidd wasn't a big stats guy, but other than the fact they were, I guess like baby triple doubles, but they were like the 10, 10, and 10s and a lot of hustle plays and toughness. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the identity he helps Dallas have.
No, facts. I mean, when you I just think about that when you said it. Like, when you think about it, he ain't got to worry about offense technically. Like, he can go all in on defense. Like, he can probably spend a whole week of practice on defense.
Yep.
Because his guys are so skilled offensively. Yep. And the other guys that are on his team, they know their role offensively, so they're not going to do too much. They're going to stay in that corner, catch and shoot, or going to catch and rip, or I'm going to crash the ball, whatever. I know what I do offensively. So they can and like that, when you got that, it gives you an advantage because you can just lock in on your weaknesses and just go all in and then figure it out. And that's what they're doing. They figure it out because no matter how bad or good they play defensively, Kyrie and Luka are going to still have 25+ apiece, no matter what. So when you got that, it's like that's 50 points plus a piece. I mean, not a piece. That's 50 point plus in a game that you ain't got to worry about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we ain't got to worry about and then obviously with Luka, he
10 assists.
Yeah, 10+ assists. So there's no telling what that is. You know what I mean? So when you just got that, and you can just go to practice and be like, hey, all right, we doing shell. I mean, obviously, probably, I'm just saying example, but we doing shell. And I'm going to stop you can stop every time and make a correction when you see a mistake because you ain't got to worry about getting offense in. Yeah. I mean, you do to a certain extent, but they pros. They got
small adjustments.
Small adjustments. But for the most part, it's like, see what you did there. We can break this down a little bit and take more time on it because you ain't got to really worry about that offense. They can make them small adjustments on the go, day of the game. Hey, Luka, when you come off, look for that skip pass. All right, I got you, coach.
Yep.
That's all you gotta say. Okay, say less.
Well, before we wrap up with our picks, I just want to share some information. So I looked at the matchups. The first matchup before Dallas made their trade for Gafford and PJ Washington, the Celtics beat the Mavericks 119 to 110. This was back on January 22nd. And then the most recent time that they played was after the trade, March 1st, and the Celtics won 138 to 110. And here's the stat sheet from that game. So the biggest thing that sticks out to me, this is all pretty much ideal in terms of how I think Kidd is going to run the offense. Minus this, Gafford is going to play way more than 6 minutes. I don't think Tim Hardaway is going to get 20 minutes. Exum is going to get maybe 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, 12. Hardy gonna play a little bit more too.
Yeah, and Green
lately.
I don't.
Hardy been playing more than Hardaway lately.
Yeah, he has. You know, and then like you guys already know, Luka's gonna get his. Like every game that they played, the Celtics, Luka has had, I think, 33 in the first game, 37 in the second game. So Luka's gonna get his. So the question becomes, you know, what can Dallas take away from Boston? Because this is pretty much, I mean, this is ideally what Boston's gonna bring every night with their starters. Like Porzingis is gonna drop by
I don't
20.
think Porzingis gonna have 24 though.
I think
That's
he
what
can
they're
get
gonna have
something
to hope for.
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, fact. I think they're gonna help. They got to hope for it, and I think it's obviously it's a huge possibility. I just don't know that rhythm, man. I don't know. And it's a series, you know, it's different. They can focus in on them. Like it's not like just we playing the Celtics and we playing the Pacers tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's we playing the Celtics. Okay, we playing the Celtics tomorrow, so we can make some adjustments. And I just don't know if and not having your rhythm when you gotta make adjustments is tough.
And you gotta go right into that finals intensity.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Ooh.
And even though their team has been to the finals,
He hasn't.
He hasn't.
He hasn't. Yeah.
So
He hasn't got this far at all.
I mean, but
he got there with Luke. He got to the conference final with Luka, huh? That year when Luka went stupid on everybody.
Was he on that team? Yeah, I think
was he on that team? Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it's still that finals is like I like playing in a couple of state championships and national championships. Like no matter what you can prepare for, and it's nothing you can do that like that butterfly feeling that comes when that game starts. Like it's nothing you can do to prepare for that. It just.
But I think that's where Boston has the advantage, though.
I'm just talking about with Porzingis.
Gotcha.
I think Boston had. I do agree with that because especially with them playing Curry, and that was a tough first matchup in the finals. You know, same situation pretty much, kind of like Curry been there. Obviously, they've been there.
Yep.
Curry has something to prove. Well, they all did, and you know Tatum.
I mean,
in their defense though, they gotta get the Celtics a little bit more credit because they've been to like 4 conference finals in like 5 years,
right?
and like 2 NBA finals. That's tough to do, regardless.
Yep. So I know it's 10 o'clock. We're gonna wrap up. Let's wrap up with our picks. What do we think is gonna happen? In how many games?
I'm going Mavs in 7.
Mavs in 7. All right, Cody got Mavs in 7. What you got, TJ?
See, I want to go. I'm going Mavs in 7, but I just think it's going to be tough because the NBA is better when the Celtics are winning. The Celtics, the Lakers, like them teams like that, them blue bloods we like to say in college. You know, when they are winning, I think the NBA is at a high. So it might be. I think Scott Foster might make it tough to win in 7, but I don't know because if you think about it too, Dallas is kind of I wouldn't say they're a blue blood. Obviously, they're not on the same level as the Lakers or the Celtics, but they've been relevant for a while.
Oh no, Dallas, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and they got a good fan base. They're a good sports town. Like it'll be good for them to win too. But I'm gonna go Dallas like personally. But I'm just scared of how the NBA might do for the Celtics. So, they tie back up with the Lakers, don't it? Are they already tied up?
Are they tied up? Or they going?
Is it tie? See what I'm saying? They trying to. I don't know. Scott Foster.
I ain't trying to see it. I can't let him up the score.
Can't let him up the skull. On God, can't let him up the skull.
Wait,
Come
so
on, Mavs.
you didn't clarify who you got. You got Dallas or you got Boston?
I got Dallas.
And how many games?
7.
7. All right.
They're not gonna let it go less than 7. If Dallas win, they're not gonna let it go less than 7. They got to go to 7 for Dallas to win.
Gotcha. Well, I got Boston at 7, so it looks like we're at an even split. We're at an even split. So me and Ed we're riding with Boston, and then you guys, Cody and TJ, y'all are riding with Dallas. So
we definitely got to get a what's the name, man, a watch party in.
It's
the finals now. Like obviously it's harder with the regular playoff because so many games, but it's finals. Yeah. It can't be game 3 though.
Yeah,
it's not game 3.
It's not game 3.
You know what?
I'm gonna be tuned in, looking for you. I'm gonna be out there scoping. Goddamn.
It could possibly be game 2 because I think game 2 is gonna be on that Saturday or Sunday.
I'm with it.
Okay,
I'm with it. I'm on summer break, so
exactly.
Let me know. School out for me, so let me know. You feel me?
All right. Well, that wraps up another episode. So that's ball game. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We read all comments, so let us know if there are any topics you'd like for us to discuss on the next episode. Until next time, stay healthy.